with my own two hands, make it a better place. With my own two hands, make it a kinder place. With my own two hands, with my own two hands, I can make peace on earth. With my own two hands, I can clean up the earth. With my own two hands, I can reach out to you. With my own two hands, with my own two hands, with my own two hands, gonna make it a brighter place. With my own two hands, gonna make it a safer place. With my own two hands, gonna help the human race. With my own two hands, with my own two hands, with my own two hands, I can hold you. With my own two hands, I can comfort you. With my own two hands, but you got to use your own two hands. Use your own two hands. Use your own two hands. With our own two hands. With our own two hands. With our own two hands. Have you ever seen the sky so beautiful, colorful, wide and wonderful? Have you ever felt the sunshine so brilliantly raining down over you and me? Have you ever wanted more? Wanted more? You've got to keep your mind wide open, all the possibilities. You've got to live with your eyes open, believe in what you see. Think of all the days you've wasted, worrying, wondering, hopelessly hoping. Think of all the time ahead. Don't hesitate, contemplate. No, it's not too late. Have you ever wanted more? Don't you know there's so much more? You've got to keep your mind wide open, all the possibilities. You've got to live with your eyes open, believe in what you see. Tomorrow's horizon We can feed our every need. Start with love, that is the seed. We can feed our every need. Peace and freedom is our cry. Peace and freedom is our cry. Peace and freedom is our cry. Without these, the world will die. Peace and freedom is our cry. We are building a new way. We are building a new way. We are building a new way, getting stronger every day. We are building a new way. We are building a new way, getting stronger every day. We are building a new way. We are building a new way. We are building. We're building a new way. Yeah, I heard it. We're building us a new way. Yeah, I heard it on the front line. That we're building us a new way.
I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. I think I can make it now, the pain is gone. All of the bad feelings have disappeared. Here is the rainbow I've been praying for. It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. Look all around, there's nothing but blue skies. Look straight ahead, there's nothing but blue skies. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. 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 Ooh, it's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Yeah, it's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day.
Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Atlanta. Our live stream service is the best place to be on a Sunday morning. I'm Christine Strain, and I'll be leading hymns today, and I'm joined by our musical guests, UUCA members Margaret and Mark Williams. I encourage everyone to participate fully in today's service. Find a quiet place, sing along with me with the hymns, light your chalice, close your eyes during the meditation, and feel free to interact with each other in the live stream chat. Our first hymn today is number 134, Our World is One World. Sing along with me. We're so glad you're here with us today.
Thank you, Christine. Thank you, Mark and Margaret. It's going to be such a day filled with beautiful music from the three of you. So thank you so much for sharing your gifts with this community. I'm so honored to welcome you once again to this morning's worship with the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Atlanta, a beloved community that changes lives. I'm Reverend Taryn Strauss. I'm the senior minister here, and I'm here to tell you, wherever you are from, whatever path you are on, whomever you love, you are welcome to be with us. I have a few announcements for us this morning. Religious education programming for our children and our youth has officially begun. The only way to receive the Zoom link to our amazing virtual religious education offerings is to register. You can find that registration link in the family email that goes out each week or in the live chat now. Speaking of registrations, the final date to register for our small group ministry program is today. Participating once a month in a small group is a wonderful way to build relationships with fellow congregants while feeding your spirit. These are very different things. These are different groups from the neighborhood circles, which are more social. The small group ministry program is really a soul-deepening spiritual experience with your fellow congregants. So we definitely hope you will choose to register for a monthly small group ministry experience. And we hope you'll register today. You can find the link to that registration going into the live chat now. I hope and assume. I also just have a special announcement, kind of a friendly reminder to all of you that all of our staff email addresses end in the address UUCA.org. It's pretty easy for people out there to create fake email addresses at Gmail, Hotmail, and other free services and pretend to be me or somebody else on our staff. It's called a phishing attack with a PH, and churches in Atlanta and churches across the country, unfortunately, are really being targeted these days. So please don't get phished. You can read more about how to spot them on our Facebook page or your weekly update. I guess I will also say that I will not send you an email asking for gift cards or money to be sent directly to me or somebody else. So please just remember, if you have any question about an email using my name, referencing Reverend Taryn or anything like that, just please email me to double check if it's really me, especially if it's asking you for money. So email me at the UUCA.org email to make sure. So sorry I have to share this announcement, but we all have to do our best to do what we can and stay vigilant to this issue. We are really happy to invite you into our Zoom room social hour after the worship service. I will be joining you this morning in a special Zoom room social hour, kind of a vigil experience where we can lament the loss of Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Together, we can prepare for a very stressful and anxious week in our world. So I will join you on the Zoom room social hour directly after this service so we can be together in some way. If you have not already, please sign up to get an invitation to the Zoom room social hour by following the link in the weekly update email or the link that is being provided in the live stream chat. Now-ish, I think. Also wanted to let you know that all visitors and guests to our worship services and to our congregation are invited to attend the weekly Zoom Inquirers classes that take place each Sunday at 7:30 p.m. This week, Reverend Rhett Baird will share his experience being part of a spiritual home. A link to sign up for the Inquirers class can be found in the weekly update email or in the live chat. There's a lot going on right now. We really hope you will take advantage of it and participate in all that UUCA has to offer to you. And through our live chat this morning, we can express love and care for each other. And as Unitarian Universalists, we know we have a lot of varied opinions, and it is a strength of our faith and our congregation. However, this YouTube chat on Sunday morning, it's just not the place to voice those opinions or to discuss these opinions, because that will take away from the flow and the experience of the service. Also, there's no way for us to really interact with you about that. But if you wish, please use our live chat feature for only 3 purposes. That is, to welcome and support each other, to affirm the hard work and the effort of all the worship leaders, and to spread good vibes. And if that's the only one you remember, that's okay. Spread good vibes on our live chat. We all need them. If you do have questions or you have any concerns about my sermon, please contact me directly via email. And if you do notice yourself becoming upset during the worship service, please know that we have a lay minister standing by in our live chat. Reach out to lay minister Barbara Begner, let her know that you are upset, and she will arrange a phone call with you offline so that the rest of us can enjoy the worship service together. And now, I invite you into that gentle care on our live stream. So please take a moment now and welcome each other, and please welcome anyone who may be visiting into this morning's service. Thanks, Margaret. And now, please go ahead and get out your at-home chalice and light the chalice with me here as we say our chalice lighting words together that are on your screen. May the light of this flame illuminate our tradition of seeking, invite all who yearn for acceptance, and ignite our passion for justice and peace. join us now at home. Rise in body or in spirit where you are, and join the Denard family in leading us all in this morning's movement prayer.
First, we bow to honor the spirit of life. We lift our arms and embrace the gifts of spirit. We bring these gifts unto ourselves with gratitude and breathe and smile. We share these gifts with the world. We remember to be present. Honor, embrace, gratitude, share, be present.
Namaste.
How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul. How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul.
Let us put hands upon hearts and feel the warm connection. Let love in this moment flow. Say to yourself silently, I will love myself. I will love others. And that love will heal the world. At this time, we hear the joys and sorrows of this congregation. We send healing, loving energy to Alicia Hodges this morning. Alicia's grandson, Jonathan Hodges, who lived with her and his father, Michael, died unexpectedly this week in her home. Alicia and Michael would deeply appreciate your calls and emails of loving support. We send prayers to people being held in detention centers across our country, but especially here in Georgia, where we learned people held in detention are being subject to forced or unauthorized hysterectomies. This amounts to a human rights atrocity, and we send prayers to women in detention who suffer this torture. We hold in our hearts the family of Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, who passed away on Friday from pancreatic cancer. We honor her life and her work with humble gratitude. In the Jewish tradition, one who dies on a high holy day is a person blessed with particular merit and significance to the human story. We hold in our hearts people who are struggling, who are feeling terrorized by this administration, those who are struggling also with loneliness, grief, loss, or illness across the world. May all beings find connection. May all people find comfort. May all of us find more ways to be more loving to one another. You are invited to say the names of someone you are holding in your heart this morning, someone who could use some extra loving energy coming their way. Please write their names into the live chat or speak their names into this holy moment now. As humans have gathered for millennia, so we gather in our way on this day to gently surrender to something beyond ourselves, to humbly acknowledge our mistakes, to seek forgiveness and hope and renewal, to honor the earth that supports and sustains life, to remember that all beings are inextricably and mysteriously connected, and to feel that connection. Now we still our bodies. We quiet our minds. We take in a big breath, and we exhale. We relax into this moment that our intentions make sacred. We enter into the wise silence. The children gather round for a story for all ages brought to us by our Director of Lifespan Religious Education, Laura Beth Brown.
Good morning. I'm Laura Beth Brown, Director of Lifespan Religious Education, and I've been thinking about something. You know, when someone does something to hurt me, like they say unkind words to me, or maybe they break something that's precious to me, I can get really upset, angry even. And sometimes I think that person deserves to be punished. Have you ever felt this way before? You know what? Every time I choose to retaliate with equally harmful words or actions, I don't feel any better. In fact, I usually feel worse. And this reminds me of a very special practice. And I say practice because it's not something easy to do when we're upset and angry. And this practice comes from the Babemba tribe in South Africa. When someone does something harmful in the tribe takes the person to the center of the village. All work ceases, and every adult and child gathers around that individual in a circle. Now, what happens next may surprise you. In that circle, each person of the tribe speaks one at a time, recalling all of the good that the person in the center of the circle has done in their lifetime. They recall all of the positive attributes, goodness, strengths, and good deeds, kindnesses. They recall those and recite them carefully and at length. And because of that, this ceremony can last for days. Now you see, it is the belief of the Babemba people that each human being is born into this world as good. Each one of us desiring only safety, love, peace, and happiness. And it is in the pursuit of those things that sometimes people make mistakes. And when that happens, the tribe believes that it is a cry for help. And so then they lift that person up. They help the person recall who they really are, connect them back to their true nature, and help them fully remember and own the truth that I am good. And at the end, the tribal circle is broken, a joyous celebration takes place, and the person is symbolically and literally welcomed back into the tribe. I wonder what our world would be like if we all practiced how to nurture rather than how to punish, how to love rather than how to shame. What do you think our world would look like then?
Good morning. My name is George Macon, and I am one of your stewardship co-chairs for this year. I'd like to unpack my title a little bit here. I'm a co-chair with Barbara Begner. Together we run the stewardship committee. That is, in parliamentary language, we chair it. That's pretty straightforward, so that brings us to stewardship. This is where it gets deep. A steward is a person who manages or maintains something on behalf of and in the interest of another, usually absent person. This has two parts. What thing are we as a committee maintaining, and on whose behalf are we maintaining it? The obvious thing that this committee does is to raise money for the annual operating budget for this congregation. But that doesn't really fit in with the maintain part of the definition. So I look around to find something that's being maintained. There's no obvious property to maintain in the traditional sense. While UUCA does have an endowment, that's managed by the UUCA Endowment Fund, which is a separate legal entity. The answer is that the Stewardship Committee is stewarding something intangible, the congregation itself, the church in the ancient meaning of a group of or gathering of people. Our goal is to ensure that this community, this congregation, continues to exist into the future. That takes money, certainly, but money is not the point. So the Stewardship Committee is maintaining the congregation on behalf of itself, but on behalf of its future selves. We all maintain this community, this loving community, so that it will exist for those people who will need to find it in the future, and not only for those of us who stay. It is important for this community not to stagnate, but to continue to grow, not just in size, but in positive impact on the city of Atlanta, the state of Georgia, the United States, and the world at large. This community is built by every member giving generously of their time, their talent, and their treasure. If you have time to volunteer, I encourage you to do so. If you have the talent to enrich this community, I encourage you to use it. And if you have the treasure to enable the amazing things happening here, I encourage you to give generously. We cannot do our work in this world without your financial support, whether it takes the form of a pledge to the Capital Campaign, to the annual Stewardship Campaign, or a virtual dollar bill placed in our virtual offering basket at uuca.org/give. We thank you very much to your gifts to all of these efforts. This morning's offering will now be given and very gratefully received.
As people of faith, people who have committed to religious community, we know a truth that is deeper than the truth that many feel they might understand. And this is an economic truth, actually. There is an economy that we can aspire to that is different, and I would say greater than the economy that many aspire to. We know we have the potential, the capacity for wealth and richness in friends, in support, in people to walk with us in the final stages of life, people to help us raise and educate our children, beauty, music, the warmth of knowing you belong to an authentic community that loves you, and you love each other very well. I have been with some of you who have been particularly struggling lately, and from you I have heard stories of pain and loss and sorrow, and I have not heard a single story of isolation or feeling alone. I have heard stories of abundance. We're getting too much food, actually, delivered by the fellow congregants. We have so many phone calls each day. It can be a job to manage all the love coming our way, all the support. That is an economy of wealth that I want to join, one of abundance, of mutual care and love. So thank you for loving each other so well. Thank you for giving generously to a new economy, a different economy, a world that so many people, a secret that so many more people need to know so that we can bring about the world of our dreams and the nation of our dreams. Please join with me now in the dedication of our offering. To the work of this congregation, which is weaving a tapestry of love and action we call community, we dedicate our lives, and these are offerings. Blessed be. I have two readings this morning. One I just could not avoid. It was too perfect for this moment, for Rosh Hashanah, for the beginning of the Jewish year 5781, this particular new year in the Jewish tradition. It's called The Birthday of the World by the poet Marge Piercy. On the birthday of the world, I begin to contemplate what I have done and left undone. But this year, not so much rebuilding of my perennially damaged psyche, shoring up eroding friendships, digging out stumps of old resentments that refuse to rot on their own. No, this year, I want to call myself to task for what I have done and not done for peace. How much have I dared in opposition? How much have I put on the line for freedom, for mine and others? As those freedoms are pared, sliced, and diced, where have I spoken out? Who have I tried to move? In this holy season, I stand self-convicted of sloth in a time when lies choke the mind and rhetoric bends reason to slithering pythons. Here I stand, before the gates opening, the fire dazzling my eyes, and as I approach what judges me, I judge myself. Give me weapons of minute destruction. Let my words turn into sparks.
Freedom by Langston Hughes. Freedom will not come today, this year, nor ever through compromise and fear. I have as much right as the other fellow has to stand on my 2 feet and own the land. I tire so of hearing people say, let things take their course. Tomorrow is another day. I do not need freedom when I'm dead. I cannot live on tomorrow's bread. Freedom is a strong need planted in a great seed. I live here too. I want my freedom just as you.
So ends the reading. Have you ever read the prophets of the Bible? I have. Something happens to you when you read the prophets. You begin to feel uneasy, even afraid. You wonder where you are in their vision for all of us. Am I righteous? Am I clean? Am I slothful? Am I petty? Am I learning to do good, to always seek justice, to rescue the oppressed? Let's hear from Isaiah chapter 16, where he says, wash yourselves, make yourselves clean, remove the evil of your doings from before my eyes, cease to do evil, learn to do good, seek justice, rescue the oppressed, defend the orphan, plead for the widow. And there's so much more. That's actually Isaiah being kind of chill, if you want to know the truth. We know prophets live among us now. They are often annoying or difficult. Prophets are actually the original disruptors. They disrupt. They make us feel guilty or ashamed of all the time we have spent focusing our lives on the wrong thing. In their time, Isaiah, Amos, Jeremiah, and others, they spoke from soapboxes in the town square, or they wrote letters from jail cells, or they traveled from town to town, surviving on very little, looking disheveled and wild-eyed. They meant for their words to survive into the next millennia, and it is a story of human triumph that they did. Prophets speak among us now. Sometimes they speak through legal briefs and court decisions, such as Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Like the biblical prophets, Ginsburg was most often the voice of dissent. She built a courageous career writing blistering, clear dissents that cut through the legal and political jargon and stated the stakes plainly. In Bush versus Gore in 2000, where other justices wrote, "I respectfully dissent," Ginsburg wrote only, "I dissent." Ruth Bader Ginsburg wrote and spoke a more just world into being. And she had something to say to us. Long ago, she understood what a woman required to succeed in her career, and she wanted all women to know that freedom. She worked for all of us to be free. She longed for Congress and for the political process to be more respectful, compassionate, and deeply concerned for the most powerless in our country. What will happen next? We cannot know. So often, this presidency thrusts us back into the trauma of our childhood playgrounds, when the bully who was harassing us and terrorizing us gets his way, but without end or satiation. It feels like one of the kids who would stand up for us, who kind of knew how to handle the bully, feels like that kid has left us. died. And now it's only little you, raised to assume good intentions and believe in inherent goodness. Gentle you, facing a lying, cheating, endlessly greedy sadist. That's what it feels like this weekend. This is why so many of us crumpled to the floor in despair when we heard we had lost Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Why sleep evades us and eludes us on so many nights lately. Are you with me? Because we are being terrorized. And we can't even gather together. We can't hug each other, not even hold hands. But those of us who are living outside of a real, actual prison or detention center, we do have our freedom. And it is time to put that to good use. The Jewish mystic and theologian Abraham Joshua Heschel wrote, "Freedom is not an absolute, but a relative possession, an opportunity. We are free only when living in attachment to the Spirit. The blessings and opportunities of living in a free society must not make us blind to those aspects which threaten our freedom. The tyranny of needs, the vulgarization of the Spirit, well, they are a particular challenge." Well, we are surely living in a time of vulgarization of the Spirit, are we not? We may have a vulgarizer in chief, but let us not give him all the credit, no. The Jewish tradition teaches, in a place where there is no mensch, be a mensch. It is up to us to make the public conversation a moral and spiritual one. Heschel also said this: freedom is not only the ability to choose and to act, but also the ability to will and to love. The predominant feature of Jewish teaching throughout the ages is a sense of constant obligation. A sense of constant obligation. It is our obligation to one another, our communities, or acts of service and selflessness that binds us together. And in binding us, makes us all free. So when we talk about a city budget, for example, as a moral document, we mean thinking about our legal system and our systems of policing very differently. And for this Sunday morning hour, I want to ask, let us put aside our cynicism and our attachments to what we have understood keeps us safe, and instead imagine new possibilities, a new community, one where our public schools pay teachers a competitive salary and provide healthcare centers and provide counseling centers, one where schools practice restorative justice circles rather than employing rental cops and sending kids to all-day suspension, which really is planting the seeds of incarceration. Let us imagine a community where neighborhood community centers are flourishing. On almost every street corner, they are hubs of community support and care with social workers on call, and they provide neighborhood groups for anger management, conflict resolution, AA and NA meetings. Imagine a well-educated, lightly armed police force with fewer members who are highly trained in leadership skills, in mediation skills, in conflict resolution, in anti-bias training, sociological skills, and public health. Imagine that kind of police force. Imagine a new workforce of government-funded, skilled and unskilled laborers, paid well to build wind turbines, solar panels, to compost, new and create new urban infrastructure for environmental stewardship. Please imagine it. Imagine a world of obligation and accountable reconciliation rather than punishment. How often do the police prevent crimes? Do we still believe prison rehabilitates? Or have we accepted that it merely punishes? The truth is, we Unitarian Universalists, we can imagine and we can actualize a world where we are all free. Let me just tell you a little story about something that happened to some Unitarian Universalists in 2017, but it's a story of something that has happened to Unitarian Universalists again and again, and where we made a different choice. In 2017, when two UUA staff members, that's Unitarian Universalist Association, staff members were tragically and terribly beaten on the streets of New Orleans at General Assembly as part of a robbery and mugging. Well, they worked for freedom for their assailants. Camera footage revealed of that night they had been attacked by 4 young black men staying at a nearby homeless shelter. Further research into these young men's lives revealed that their families had been displaced or lost during Hurricane Katrina and the year that followed it. And they had spent much of their childhood in and out of foster care as a result. Though one of the UUA staff members sustained long-term brain injury and nearly lost his life in the beating, both of the UUs who were attacked wrote passionate letters to the judge requesting a restorative justice process rather than long prison sentences for these 4 young men. While the judge declined to listen to the victims' requests, he did reduce the sentence for the attackers from 20 years to 8 years, which felt like a small victory for the men who were attacked. What these UU staff members had hoped for was to share their trauma and their experience of being attacked with the young men who had beaten them. They had hoped to engage directly with them in the hopes of maybe changing the courses of those men's lives through compassion and accountability. That was their hope. Even in our own congregation, we have the chance to use this process called restorative justice circles, which is a model of accountability where people have to sit and listen to the pain they have caused through their actions. And they hear how their behavior, their words caused harm and pain to someone else in community, and they can try to connect with that with empathy. Try to make amends. Restorative justice circles require more of us than simple punishment, and the process is often uncomfortable, often it is painful, but there is a stronger possibility of healing and repair at the end. In our congregation, we can be a source of healing and justice in ways that our larger society cannot or does not understand at this moment. We can begin to create in our new campus the community center that I spoke of earlier. We can be that resource for our community, speaking this new world into being. Together, we are working to be free. Together, we seek the sweetness of this new year in the Jewish tradition. We have found some of that sweetness last Sunday in our virtual retreat program. And we spent the week sharing that with the world, letting some of the aspects of that virtual retreat, the sweetness that we found, go viral. This is just one of our superpowers as a beloved community. Together, we do work to be free. We are organizing actions to protest the human rights atrocities taking place in detention centers in Georgia. Together, we can be a source of healing for our community. Just as we spread sweetness through our choir's now viral video, I think it's viral, we will share a vision of a more just and equitable community, and we will spread that vision. And we will become a home. We are building a home for our ideals and our ideas where we make beloved community happen. And together, we will be prophets, speaking a new world into being. We will go along the highways and the byways, and we will share our vision for this world. We will bring spirit and revolutionary love with us, and our neighbors will notice us and wonder about the vision we share and the quality of our presence. You will run for office. We will take up leadership in the wider community. We will feed the hungry. We will bring prophecy into our housing associations, our school board meetings, our relationships, and we will never give up working for all of us to be free. Amen? So come, celebrate with me this beautiful, life-saving work of becoming more free. This is no time to sit back and wait for justice. I know we are weary, and we will take our rest when we need it. But not today. Today, I feel like we need to do what Shauna Floyd calls our spiritual calisthenics, spiritual exercises. There's one iconic image that sticks with me. It's an image of a tiny, diminutive woman with large glasses, well into her 80s, mid-80s, doing push-ups. She was training for the fight of a lifetime, each and every day, fighting bullies, fighting injustice, fighting oppression and evil. She was training to be our prophet. Well, we are all prophets now. So let us train. And I want to invite you to join with me to train however you are able to do, where you are. If you want to join me in some push-ups for Notorious RBG, you can do that. Or some other kind of training, physical training, as we prepare for this prophethood of all believers, the new world we will speak into being, the legacy we will carry. Let us train. May it be so. Amen. Blessed be.
Well, wasn't expecting to do push-ups today. Our final hymn is number 108. How can I keep from singing? And I don't want you to keep from singing. Sing with me.
My life flows on in endless song above earth's lamentation. I hear the real, though far off hymn that hails a new creation. Through all the tumult and the strife, I hear the music ringing. It sounds an echo in my soul. How can I keep from singing? What though the tempest round me roars? I know the truth it liveth. What through the darkness shake my inmost calm, while to that rock I'm clinging, since love prevails in heaven and earth. How can I keep from singing when tyrants tremble as they hear the bells of freedom ringing, when friends rejoice both far and near? How can I keep from singing to prison cell and dungeon vile? Our thoughts to them are winging, when friends by shame are undefiled. How can I keep from singing?
Please rise in body or in spirit for our benediction, which I'm going to do from here. Can you see me? You are beautiful and strong, and together we are even more beautiful and strong. We are prophets now, speaking a new, more just world into existence. So get activated. That's your spiritual takeaway. It is time to expand and deepen freedom for the captives, for those who are disenfranchised. So do one thing. Join a UU the Vote calling effort, or write postcards, or call someone and find out their voting plan. This is the work of our time, to expand freedom, to be a part of a beautiful, beloved community, just a group of prophets making good trouble in this world. Go in peace. Go in love. Amen. Blessed be.
We are building a new way. We are building a new way. We are building a new way, getting stronger every day. We are building a new way. is our cry. We are building a new way. We are building a new way. We are building a new way, getting stronger every day. We are building a new way. We are building a new way, getting stronger every day. We are building a new way. We are building a new way. We are building. We're building a new way. Yeah, I heard it. We're building us a new way. Yeah, I heard it on the front line. That we're building us a new way.
You are the new day, new day, you are the new day. I will love you more than me and more than yesterday. If you can but prove to me you are the new day. Send the sun in time for dawn. Let the birds all hail the morning. Love of life will urge me, say, you are the new day. When I lay me down at night, knowing we must fade, thought occur that this night might stay yesterday. Thoughts that we as humans small could slow worlds and end it all, lie around me where they fall before the new day. One more day when time is running out for everyone. Like a breath I knew would come, I reach for a new day. Hope is my philosophy, just needs days in which to be. Love of life means hope for me, born on a new day. You are the new day. You are the new day. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. All through the night, I'm gonna let it shine. All through the night, I'm gonna let it shine. on that lonesome road, all by yourself. Don't turn your head back over your shoulder, and only stop to rest yourself when the silver moon is shining high above the trees. If I had stopped to listen once or twice, if I had closed my mouth and opened my eyes, if I had cooled my head and warmed my heart, I'd not be on this road tonight. Carry on, never run feeling sorry for yourself. It doesn't save you from your troubled mind. Walk down that lonesome road, all by yourself. Don't turn your head back over your shoulder, and only stop to rest yourself when the silver